topic of linguistics. We are going to continue with our first keynote speaker for tonight. She is going to share with us whose identity counts, AI, culture, and belonging. As a linguist myself, I'm very, very interested to hear what she's going to say. She is a PhD candidate at the University of Cambridge Languages Technology Lab. And she is also going to talk to us about all the things that she's been doing there. And of course, she's very passionate about diversity in AI, as well as she's actively supports initiatives to empower women and underrepresented groups when it comes to tech. So can we put our hands together for Hannah Claus? Thank you so much. Quick. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Claus and I'm here to talk about how we can embed our values in current AI systems. But before I go deeper into my work and the topic, I just want to properly introduce myself. So I'm, as Tanya just mentioned, at the University of Cambridge. I'm working at the Language Technology Lab there, but I actually started in AI and robotics. So I came to the UK back in 2019, and I studied AI and robotics because I probably watched one too many science fiction movies and thought, you know, I have to build robots. So I also worked a bit at the German Aerospace Center because, you know, robots in space, that's cool. And then I did so much on that, and I realized, okay, but there's so much else out there in AI, and I have to know more. I have to learn more. So I went more into AI and languages. And then halfway through my master's, ChatGPT came out. And that was, you know, perfect timing because suddenly everyone was talking about AI, and the perception of what I did changed from building the Terminator to building a silly little chatbot, really. And for me, it was perfect, but also I realized that the whole world was in chaos because no one had any idea whatsoever. And I just needed to take a step back because I realized in all my studies, no one ever talked about humans. No one ever talked about ethics. I think I had one lecture on GDPR and that was it. And that didn't really feel enough. So I started working at the Ada Lovelace Institute here in London. And I learned more about policy, about regulation, about just in general, how we build these AI technologies and the impact they have on different groups in society. And that's kind of how I went into my PhD, and now I'm looking at all these problems from different perspectives because I realized I can't just look at it from a tech perspective. It is not a tech issue anymore. So that's enough about me. Let's get into the topic. And before I start, I just want to have a show of hands here. Who does not have English as a first language? Like, who has English as a at least second language? Okay, great. There's already a lot of people in the room. Same here with me. I'm half German, half Ethiopian. So I actually grew up speaking German and Amharic, which is one of the 80 languages we speak in Ethiopia. And when ChatGPT came out, you know, I'm an engineer, I have to break things. So I thought, okay, let me break ChatGPT in all the languages I can speak. So I tried it in German, it worked well. I tried it in English, also worked well. And then I tried it in Amharic. For those of you who don't know, Amharic, it has a different alphabet completely. We have over 230 letters. We have a different sentence structure. It's just not like English. And then I wrote a prompt like, you know, what is coffee? Because coffee is from Ethiopia. And I thought, okay, there will be a lot of data. Well, the response I got was something like blue skies and feathers, which doesn't really make sense if you connect it to the prompt that I had. And then I thought, wait. So how is it possible that half of my family, the one that speaks German, can use these technologies on a daily basis without any trouble whatsoever? And then I go to my Ethiopian side of the family, and they can't use this technology unless they go through the extra trouble and effort and resources to learn English in order to get access to this technology. And that's when I went down the rabbit hole and I looked at the data. So half of the internet's content is in English, which, you know, it doesn't really sound surprising, but also that would make sense if maybe 50% of the world spoke English as well. But we have over 7,000 languages in the world, and English is only spoken by about 1.5 billion people. And of those, it's only 26% that are actually native speakers. And as the room just showed, There are so many of us who went through the extra effort to learn yet another language, and we learned about different values, again, that do not actually represent us, right? Like, I'm a different person in English than I'm in German, than I'm in Amharic. And why are we currently trying to erase that? And of course, English has given us so much. We have so much innovation through English. Look at all these technologies, and it works. But it only works for those that can actually access it. And that's kind of how I got into my PhD, and I tried to look at it from different perspectives because, you know, not everyone speaks English, and also not everyone should have to learn English in order to use this technology. And I think as soon as we start looking at applications like ChatGPT, large language models, we realize that people tend to forget how they actually work. I'm sure there are some technical people here today, but for anyone who doesn't actually know, a large language model really depends on the data, and it's just predicting the probability of the next word in that sentence. So really, if I have a prompt that says, "Hi, how are you?" then it just calculates based on the data, based on the weights, based on the rules that the developer put in, what is the word that has the highest probability here to come as the first word in the sentence. And then we continue. And then based on, you know, English being the language here, and also the average conversation in the UK being, "Hi, how are you? Hi, I'm fine," and so on, you know, that's kind of the probabilities that we calculate. And that's why it works really well in English, because we have so much data. And that's why it doesn't work in, for example, Amharic, because we just don't have that data. And that is the case for so many languages right now. And, you know, there's, for example, I'm sure you know Basque. Some of you might know the Basque language. It is spoken in the Basque country. It's a language isolate. They have about 500,000 native speakers, which means 500,000. But they have 6 times more Wikipedia articles than Swahili, which is a language spoken by over 100 million people throughout several African countries, and it's an official UN language. How is that even possible? How does Basque have so much more data available? And that's when you realize that building these kinds of language technologies, or just in general, AI systems, isn't a tech issue anymore. We have to engage more people. We have to engage linguists here. We have to engage social scientists. We have to engage governments. We have to engage so many people, bring them all together into a room, because we're trying to build technologies for people here, right? It's supposed to represent us. It's supposed to be used by us. So we have to be part of the development process. And right now, we aren't. It's just a bunch of AI scientists sitting in a room talking about, you know, numbers, I guess. But I think we can do so much more. And also, if you look at language, it's so much more than just words put together. It's the way we see the world. It's the way we communicate with each other. It's the way we see ourselves. It's our worldviews, it's our values, it's our heritage, it's our culture, and it's our identity. And right now, we're just treating it as data points to be extracted from different languages, just so we can add another language to our portfolio. But it is so much more. And also with that comes history. And right now, we're just trying to erase all of that by forcing everyone to learn English. And I think there are different ways we can go here.